Melting pot or mixed salad? America's food fight. Watch your head. I warned ya. So, as you might have surmised, my friends and I are having a bit of a food fight. There's nothing that makes you feel quite as good as nailing a buddy in the back of the head with a rack of lamb. Of course, we're fortunate. We live in a day and age when we can afford to waste food for a little entertainment. Some of my ancestors weren't so lucky. Back when my forefathers started coming to this country, there was still a lot of disagreement over the whole equal rights issue. It wasn't just that the blacks were discriminated against. Irish, Polish, Jewish, the list goes on. It was like America was an exclusive club, and the majority of the population was trespassing on private ground.
Password.
Password? What password?
Password.
Oh, we don't know the password.
I can think of a number of reasons we might have been so shunned. For one thing, people were afraid of alien invasion. No, not those guys. People were just afraid of an attack from a foreign country, and they felt they couldn't trust anyone with the hint of an accent. Plus, our cultures are quite different, and Americans have always tended to steer clear of what they don't understand. Which, I suppose, is why so many of them opt out of taking calculus class in college. About the time my grandmom and grandpop came over to the States, things were even better for black Americans than they were for us Irish folk, if you can wrap your melon around that idea.
The riffraff in this town.
They could at least get some menial work, but there were more "No Irish Need Apply" signs hanging about than you can shake a potato at. My family, and many others, were forced into tenements when they arrived. This bottom-of-the-line housing wasn't just dingy and cold, it was unsanitary and unsafe. Much more dangerous than throwing around a bit of bacon and cabbage, I'll tell you that much. The immigrant population grew in a hurry, and with no nice places for them to live, the conditions in major cities turned into some major slums. You thought East St. Louis was bad? With all the poverty, crime grew as well. But it wasn't just because people were bad. Many of them were starving and trying to feed their families.
Hey, give me all your pounds. I wish I could.
If you tie a chicken in a coop for long enough, sooner or later he's going to try to bite your leg clean off, as my grandpop used to say. We like to refer to this country as a melting pot or a mixed salad. A place where people of all ethnicities and backgrounds can come together and live as equals. But it wasn't always that way, and in fact still isn't today in many ways. For example, now that the authorities are breaking up this little food fight of ours, they're not treating us all that wonderfully. But at least we're not getting kicked back across a border. Now there's some pie on your face.
Ho, 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 ho.